Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Thursday. As you are listening to the show today, we have pre-recorded in style today, I will tell you. We are pre-recording in person. Back in June, you may recall that Bonnie Zampino came and did a show with me, and we were talking about this really cool new program. It was a building maintenance technician program. They were taking applications at that moment. The program was going to kick off, and it was going to take 6 kids, more or less, through this training program that was going to give them all of the skills that they would need to have a job when they left. And today was graduation day. So I am at the Our Health campus. We just wrapped up the graduation. Sharon Johnson is here with me. Dr. Johnson, tell me your title again, because you're
the CEO of the Shenandoah Valley Workforce Development Board.
And that was kind of the main driver of putting this program together. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, we manage the Virginia Career Work Centers within the Shenandoah Valley at the Winchester Center, Harrisonburg, and Fishersville. So this one was specifically for the Winchester Center. So we work with youth programming, adults that are looking for jobs, and individuals who have just recently lost their jobs and are looking for jobs. So this was all about the youth today, and this building maintenance technician program was all about the youth. And it's a monumental day for us because this was the first program like this. This was the pilot of this particular program. And as you always, when you have a pilot, you don't know if it's going to work or not. And this one had great success. So now we are looking at debriefing on this program and figuring out what were the best practices, what can we improve, because it's going to be replicated again here in the Winchester area, and we want to expand it to the Harrisonburg area and to the Augusta County area.
And it's, from what I gather, not even going to necessarily stay just building maintenance technician. There are so many other options that you have for career paths.
That's exactly right. It's really going to be based on what the employer needs are, because that's what drove this program, was an employer who said, we've got this huge hiring problem, and we've been looking for over 18 months, and we cannot find anyone for building maintenance. So the way the program was designed is that you can basically plug and play the occupation. So if there's an employer, if there's a group of employers that are in IT or in manufacturing or any other field that we have out there that are finding that there's a group of them would be ideal, because it takes more than one employer for this. So if there's a group, and it forms what we call a sector strategy approach. So you've got multiple employers who have the same skill set needs, and instead of reinventing the wheel every time, this can be developed for a group of employers, and we'll use the occupation or the skills that they need developed.
I know we're going to talk with Bonnie and Scott in the second segment, and I've already chatted with most of the graduates from today. I have to say I was sitting next to the mother of one who could not have been more proud and more excited, and I'm looking around the room, and everybody is looking to see if anybody has tissues sitting next to them. This has got to be a really proud moment for you and everyone who played a role in this.
It is, absolutely. We choose to work in this workforce development field, especially for out-of-school youth or opportunity youth, underrepresented, underserved populations. And we choose this field, and there are many, many difficult days. And today was one of those joyous days that we will put on our calendars and will remember for a long time. And today makes everything we go through worth it. So it was a fantastic day. And I was sitting in the front looking at the audience. So I was looking at the graduates crying and the audience members, some of them with tears. So yes, it was a very moving day.
The thing that struck me as very unique about this program, and a lot of times it gets glossed over and it shouldn't. Rose, you are with the City of Winchester, is that correct? And you're in the Human Resources Department.
That's correct, yes.
And Gabriel, you are part of this workforce development team, and you're kind of like a counselor and help these people that are coming to you get ready for job interviews, things like that. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And sometimes that gets left out of programs like this. It's as important as the skill set is to learn how to do the job, learning how to interview, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. Both of you played a pretty large role in that piece of this program.
I was one of the interviewers, and these young people that came in to interview just truly amazed me, because I was telling Gabriel that they interviewed like they had interviewed all of their lives. And I interview quite a few people quite often, and their skills, their eye contact, their body mannerisms, everything, their speech, they spoke so clearly and articulately. It was just amazing. And then after we finished the interviews, I spoke with Bonnie and said I was just totally blown away. I could not believe it. They interviewed like they had been interviewing for years. So we don't see that as often as we would like to see that in our young people. And so I commend Gabriel just for the awesome job that he did, and it's just amazing.
And Gabriel, you weren't just doing that for these 6 kids in this program. That is a service that you offer across the board, right?
Yeah, we offer occupational skills training, we offer technical programs, but we do offer a lot of that soft skill development. A lot of people, even if they're technically qualified, may not know how to interview, may not be able to sustain themselves in a job. That's part of the equation when it comes to fortifying the workforce. So that's something I have a passion for, and that's something that I want to continue to do in the future.
And I joked with you before we started recording that some interview things, like nobody had to tell me back in the day to put my phone away because we didn't have phones. That sometimes, though, is a detriment to this new workforce because they've never grown up without one. And sometimes the face-to-face social skills aren't taught because they have the ability to be on a screen or not necessarily be in a room.
Exactly. I think that we have some new problems because we have new technologies. So the new problems require new solutions and training that may be evident to someone who may be in an older generation. We may have to clarify that with this younger generation. And given that I'm not far removed from that generation, I find that it's easy for me to bridge that gap. So while I can bridge that gap, I'm going to try to do my best.
Well, I will tell you, as someone who has sat through a lot of commencements, a lot of speeches in my lifetime, you were spot on with the advice that you were giving to these kids. And I think it's because you're not that far removed from where they were sitting right there in those chairs. The whole 1,000 doors, and one of them is going to be the one that takes you to where you want to go. So just get through the 999. I'm sitting there going, I am totally going to steal that. I am using that. And I just got to remember Gabriel's name so I can give him proper credit.
Exactly. And I joked in my speech that I am young at 25, but I do feel like I'm an old soul. I also joked about wisdom, but I think wisdom really just comes from learning from your mistakes. And I've said that you need to use the information at your disposal. And I find that the most valuable information sometimes is the things that I've done wrong. So learning from that makes it all worth it. And that's really what the advice I had to them, because I guess I knew that, but in actually experiencing it, I realized how important it is now for your mindset to deal with that and use it in that manner.
And it makes a big difference between somebody just telling you that and you're like, yeah, right, whatever. But you've lived it.
I'm currently
So now
living it.
when you tell them that, you have more credibility with them, and it tends to carry a little bit more weight.
Yeah, I think that's why we need to build up and look for more young leaders. It's always great to have elders and sort of that older wisdom, but you have to have someone who can bridge that gap. And I think sometimes people in the younger generations need to step up to the plate, and I take that challenge on, and I hope that I can inspire other young leaders so that process just keeps getting, it's cyclical, and maybe one day they'll be doing the same thing.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to talk to Bonnie and Scott. Thank you all for taking some time after this graduation to chat with me. In the next segment, we're going to hear from most of the graduates from today's program and get some more details about what's next on the horizon. But Sharon, Rose, Gabriel, thank you guys for taking some time to chat with me in this first segment.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Thursday. As you are listening to the show today, we have pre-recorded this conversation. We pre-recorded it on a Friday morning. We just wrapped up the graduation, Bonnie Zampino. How many tissues have you gone through watching these kids graduate from this brainchild program of yours and everyone else sitting here?
Yes, it was such a group effort, but oh my gosh. And I made the video. I had them write the scripts. Lais held their scripts for them. I did the recording. I spent days trying to put this video together. So I've seen it like a million times, and I still cry.
Well, you didn't see it through the eyes of their parents who
Yes.
were sitting, and their family members that were sitting here in the audience as they were watching it. That's how you saw it today.
Absolutely. And, you know, it was interesting, too. I was thinking back last night about the first time we brought all the students together for pizza and orientation. And we had socially distanced tables. And none of them talked. They didn't talk to each other. They wouldn't look at each other. And the last 2 weeks when they've been coming into our office to do training and stuff, they've been going to lunch together. But they hadn't heard each other's stories. And I think for them to have gotten to know each other and go to class together and work together, today I think was really moving for them to know each other more. And I think they also felt really proud of how far each one of them have come. And so there was just a lot of emotions, a lot.
So, Scott, you bailed on us early when we recorded our show in June, kicking off this program, but you had a really, really important role bringing the businesses and the actual experience to the table for these kids.
Right. So my role with Virginia Career Works is primarily working with employers. I work with a lot of employers in the trades, but I had not really specifically dealt with a lot of employers in building maintenance. But looking at job postings, there was over 20 employers in the area that had positions in this. So it was easy. It was just a matter of locating contact information for those employers and contact person, individuals, and just giving them a call and saying, here's what we're doing. Would you be interested in being involved? And even for those that were involved in the work experience portion of this, not all of them had an active open position, but they were willing to participate in providing that hands-on training component of the program. So there was so much support from the businesses in the community that really gathered around this program, and the excitement that's there for future offerings of this program has just grown immensely.
Well, we're sitting here in the boardroom on the Our Health campus, and Dan was one of the people that took in one of these students, or multiple students, I understand, and he said that he wished he had a spot for them, that he would have hired them in a nanosecond, and can't wait for the next crop of kids to come through. That's got to be a huge feather in your cap.
It is, but the way that this whole program came together, and I think the combination of really supporting the students, because a lot of them had barriers, but it wasn't just throwing them in a class, throwing them on a job site. We were supporting them with the life skills and the training. We held classes on budgeting and financial wellness, and I think it was coming at it from a total approach to really help support them and set the stage for success for them on completing the program.
We talked about that a little bit in the first segment with Rose and Gabriel about the interview skills and the soft skills that are these days, in a lot of cases, as important as knowing how to put in drywall and how to do electrical stuff.
And I think another part of this that was so much part of the beginning, Lais is our life and career coach, but when she started with us, she came to us with a tremendous amount of skill in marketing. And so the work that Lais did on promoting the program to participants, to these students, getting the word out, the flyers and the social media posts, and I remember when we all were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And LFCC said, well, we need 4 students. And I said, we'll give you 6. And they're like, are you worried that the curriculum is not going to be good enough? And I said, oh no, I'm worried that we're not going to have the students. And Lais was a huge part in bringing those 6 individuals through our doors.
Well, Lais, I would guess that because of how this program was put together and who it was targeting, you couldn't just take out an ad in the paper or make a social media post, because these were kids that probably didn't think this would work for them or it didn't apply to them, and you had to convince them that they should give it a shot.
Yeah, it was not difficult to advertise this. Actually, the main challenge about this program was just to show people that it was a credible program. The headline that you used was like, get paid to learn, which is like what every kid would like to do, right?
That's what I think a lot of kids think it's supposed to be, and it's not real life.
School and get paid for that. The main difficulty was to just make them believe that this opportunity was true, because it's not every day that you see in the news, you see like, Facebook, someone telling you that, oh, you can get paid to go to school. And
this was one of those cases where something you saw on Facebook actually was true. Those cases are much fewer and far between.
It sounds like a scam, but it was true. And I'm happy they believe in us. And so for sure, now it's going to be much easier now that we have all this material, to share the word with people, and we are going to be able to have a lot of more people now. Yeah.
So are you going to do this again?
Yes, but not until Tuesday. I think one of the things that's most amazing about this model is that it's replicable, it's scalable, and there are so many applications that can apply to it. So I could see one of these for introductory IT. I could see this for call centers, which we have quite a few of.
Yeah.
And what I hear from those employers are, we can teach the computer stuff, we can teach you how to use the phone, but there's a certain something that they can't teach, they don't have time for that. Well, guess what? We can. I can't really think of a program that it wouldn't be good for, and it is a stepping stone. As you saw from a lot of our students, their desire is to be a certified electrician, but this was their start, and now they're going to work and they're going to gain those skills.
They all have jobs or job offers.
They do all have jobs or job offers, and it's amazing.
I talked to you both in June. You knew what you wanted, you knew how you wanted it to look, you'd never done this before, and now here we're sitting at the end of it all with 6 cap and gowns that have walked past us. Did it end exactly the way that you had hoped? Give me your 2020 hindsight.
I think it went extremely well for this pilot program. We sat down with all of the participants and asked for some honest feedback, because I think for us, and being the first time, there's room for improvement. In anything that you do, there's room for improvement. So we want to see in the next program, how can we tweak things and make it a little bit better for experience for everybody involved, the employers, the participants, but as a whole, I would say this has 100% been a success. One of the things I think that for me and what I see as really instilling in the participants in this program, one of the employers that I've worked with for the past several years in the area, they say that basically they go on the 3 A's: attitude, ability, and aptitude. And I think that's what we're doing. That's what we're providing here. We're working with participants on those life skills for the attitude, and we're giving them the ability, the training that they need to get their foot in the door, and really taking them from where they're at and trying to put them at a level where they're going to be successful. When we do the handoff with the employer, they're ready to go. And to me, I think we've been successful in that with this first class.
Do you think you'll keep it at 6? Do you think you'll expand it to 8 or 12 or 20?
No, I think in my mind I see it at 6, because there was so much personalized attention that was necessary. I think I was telling you earlier, somebody overslept on the day of their interviews. And I
pounded on their door.
I did. I went to their house and I banged on their door until they got up. I can't do that for 20 people. But you know, every single person had different needs, but they all had needs that they needed somebody who could really give them that one-on-one attention.
And I got the sense too, they needed somebody not in their family.
Yes.
From the outside world that believed they could do it.
Yes.
And sometimes that's hard to do for a dozen kids or 20 kids at a time, but 6 at a time with a team.
Yes,
the size of your team should be replicable.
Yes. And I know Lais more than once went and picked somebody up and took them to class because their car broke down. And Scott was on those job sites at least once a week, checking in with the employers, checking in with the students, going to the classroom. So there was a lot of personalized attention, and that number, I think it allowed the students to make really strong relationships with each other and hopefully with us.
Well, that's who we're going to hear from next. So pardon a little bit of the background noise. There was quite the party going on in the background because, you know, these kids just graduated and they all got jobs.
They did.
A few of them were trying to decide which of the jobs they were offered they were actually going to take, which is phenomenal.
Yes.
So we're going to hear from, I think, 5 out of the 6. One, I believe, had to actually get to a job.
Yes. Yep.
So,
absolutely.
If you got to
That's a
leave a
good
radio
thing.
show, that's a good reason to be able to leave it. So let's hear from them now.
My name is James Fletcher, and the greatest thing I think about this program would be the hands-on experience that we got. We were learning just as much as we were in the class as we were at our job site, and I really do think that was a wonderful thing.
And you already have a job. Where are you going to work?
Yes, I'm going to be working at Winchester House. They made me an offer on Monday, and I'm going to take it.
Did you expect when you started this program that you would literally leave? I know they told you that, but did you really think that was going to happen when you started this program?
No, not really, honestly. But I've learned a lot more in this program than I thought I ever would.
And this is step 1 on your path to being an electrician, I understand.
Yes, I want to become, get my master's as an electrician, and that is my dream job, is to become an electrician.
Well, good luck and congratulations.
Thank you.
My name's Adolfo, and the best thing I got out of this program was probably getting some hands-on on electric work and all that. That's what I'm trying to learn.
You've got some applications in, and you've already had some interviews, I understand.
Yeah, and I'm debating with the tradesmen or the Frederick County Public Schools, but I'm leaning more with the Frederick County Public Schools just to start off, then work my way up.
So I'm going to ask you the same thing. Did you really think when you started this program that this is the position you would be in, is choosing what your job was going to be versus the alternative?
No, I didn't think I was going to be in this position, actually. To be honest, I didn't think I was going to walk out with any offers, any of that.
This is the first step in your path to your career.
Yes, this is the first path.
Well, good luck and congratulations.
Thank you.
Is Jennifer Ochoa, and the best thing that I really liked about this program was the hands-on figuring out what I want to do with my life.
I understand from the video that they showed us during graduation, you really liked the hands-on. You really got into the fixing and the doing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the hands-on.
And you already have a job lined up.
Yes, I do.
So where are you going to work?
I have an interview at Covenant Maintenance. They're a family-run business.
Did you expect that this was going to be the outcome 6-8 weeks ago when you signed up for this program?
I did not expect it, but I was just like always hoping it was, and I'm like super happy that it happened.
Well, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
My name is Kenya Elizabeth Guevara Romero. My favorite part of the program was that we got to learn a lot of different hands-on things. The best overall for me was when we got to put in drywall and sand it and paint it. That was like the best for me because I love getting my hands dirty. It was the best thing ever.
And it's one of those really cool things where something's not there and then suddenly it is.
Yes.
And you made it be that way.
Yes. Yes.
So do you have a job already lined up?
Yes, I have one with Frederick County Public Schools, and then I have one with A+ Handyman. I'm stuck between choosing the two.
Trying to decide which one is best.
Yes.
Did you expect when you signed up for this program several weeks ago that this is the position you would be in?
Honestly, I did not. I really didn't. I thought it was just going to be like a normal routine that kids go through with school and then work and then you're graduate and then you're done with it, but
as it turns out, you've got quite a future ahead of you.
Yes, definitely.
Well, good luck and congratulations.
Thank you.
My name is Ayana Turner, and I kind of liked everything about the program. There was nothing that I didn't like. I'm always willing to learn and try new things. So, I mean, this is a great opportunity, and I want to thank everybody that helped me get here.
Was the program exactly what you thought it was going to be? Was it different than what you thought it was going to be?
I did cleaning and commercial, sort of like this, but it was in Berryville, so I thought it was something like that. But then it turned out I can actually fix things and do things I do around the house and get in trouble for, so I might as well do it and have a license.
Now, do you have a job lined up?
Yes, the city of Winchester.
Did you expect that that's what the outcome was really going to be from this program when you signed up?
I mean, I have a thing with doubting myself sometimes, so no, but it's good that I did.
Well, good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. That's the show. I am so excited and so grateful to Bonnie Zampino and her entire crew at Virginia Career Works for letting me be in on the beginning of this back in June when they came and did the show, and then inviting me to be here today for the graduation and see these 6 smiling faces, all gainfully employed, walk across the stage and get their certifications and their diplomas of sorts. So I think our future is in good hands. If you want more information about this program through Virginia Career Works, I will put links to everything that we talked about today in the show notes page. Just head over to theriver953.com and click on the podcast tab. There you'll find today's show. I will be back tomorrow. It's a conversation with Tony Baker for Frederick County Parks and Rec. We're going to talk about all of their fall programs and all of the cool stuff that they've got going on. So meet me back here for that tomorrow, just a few minutes after noon.